views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello and welcome to the show to all listeners. If you're brand new, we want to give you a wholehearted big hug welcome. We have a wonderful listening audience, and I've been doing radio for about 5 years now, so I want to say thank you to all that have been listening throughout the entirety from when I started the show. We've grown, we keep growing, and I feel very, very blessed to be with you here every week doing this. Today we have a very beautiful story, heartwarming story, kind of an emotional side of things, and also, you know, how to deal with when you have a physical loss of someone that may have passed away. But it's also about that love between soulmates, twin flames. And the guest I have with me today, her name is Susan Allison, and it's interesting because the book was actually written by her and her husband, who has passed away. So we are going to be sharing about that today. She has a beautiful book of poetry out called Our Spirits Dance. And this is just one of those things where you really can take your soul and spirit to a place and connect with someone that is not still here physically, because it really just doesn't end there. So she has expressed this beautifully. And before we came on the air, I was sharing with her that her husband is still with her doing this, and we're going to ask her about that as well. So a little bit about Susan. She is a transpersonal psychologist, and she helps numerous clients and readers. She's been helping them over the years to heal from the loss caused by divorce, or heal physically, emotionally from major illnesses. She's known for her holistic approach. She helps individuals feel that they are spiritual, not just a human physical experience. That's beautiful. I'm all about that. And she's very known for her book, Conscious Divorce, and Empowered Healer, but her recent work is called Our Spirits Dance. It's a poetry of soulmates, and she takes the readers into a new and higher realm of personal experience. This is just beautiful. She's also an energy healer, a hypnotherapist, ordained minister, and shamanic practitioner. She's been honored as Woman of the Year in California for her traditional counseling work, but now her practice is about being a spiritual teacher and coach. She's helping individuals grow through consciousness and finding the love and happiness within themselves and with a beloved mate. That is so, so beautiful. I want to bring Dr. Susan Allison into the show. Welcome, Susan, to the Jenn Royster Show.
Thanks so much, Jen. It's great to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Now, it's very, very touching. I mean, this is just, you know, when I was looking at them, you almost have those quivers of energy flowing through. And I am going to sound metaphysical right now. That's what we do on this show. There is so much energy infused between the two of you in this. This really was a a written by the soul type of poetry that I was feeling. And as I was reading through different ones, you could feel the energy of the intention coming through. Now, I don't know if you guys did that together on purpose. And did you start the book before he passed? And he passed in 2013, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. A little over a year ago, he transitioned, but we began writing these poems 19 years ago. So, just a little, story for the listeners is that we met on a full moon night in June around the summer solstice 20 years ago now. And we began writing the poems in the book on the night we met. And we were in a writing group, and so we read our poems, and he was amazed, and I was amazed by how similar they were in content and so on. So he asked me to have tea afterwards, and then we spent hours just talking. And then he said, "Hey, let's each go home and let's write full moon poems, and then bring them to the group next time and read them." Well, it sounded innocent enough, but we were up all night, both of us, we found out later, and our poems, two of them had the same title when we came to the group. And there was this connection from the first moment we met that was so palpable and so powerful, and that is probably what you feel in the poetry.
Now, which one is that one when you met? Is there a poem about
several.
that in there?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many in here.
Yeah. There's several in the very beginning that we wrote, like about 4 that we wrote the first night we met. Since, time is of the essence, how about if I read a couple of short ones the first night we met?
Yeah, I would like the listeners to feel that energy because it's incredible. Yeah. And to hear it from one of the people, I'm going to say one of the people because 2 people wrote this, he's still in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sure is.
And I want them to feel that.
Yep. I feel him every moment. But this one he wrote was called Homecoming. On this full moon night, I find your gleaming eyes, and in this moment, the past becomes an illusion. All I knew before washes out with the waning tide. My life becomes whole as we flash through universes, sail distant seas, realize our final homecoming.
Mm.
And he's a great poet, so that's his poem. And then the poems speak to one another across the page like love letters. So here's my poem across the page. It's called The Way, and these were written the night we met.
Okay.
Shining down the darkness in the middle of the way, I see the moon within your breath, in all you do and say. Hear the words you do not speak, sense what's left unsaid. Feel the feelings in your heart. Think what's in your head. I don't know where it's going, this friendship begun tonight, but I know with all my being, it's everything that's right.
Now, that's just so beautiful, and you can feel it. The energy is infused, and I want to take a moment to share that with the listeners, Susan, because energy can be infused in everything you do. The energy, the intention, that connection between 2 people doing that together is even, oh my gosh, the power in that is amazing. And that's what this is. That's what this is, what she and her husband has done. And his name is Thomas. Tom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom. I called him Tom, but he liked Thomas better.
Well, we will stay with Thomas in honor of that. We will respect that because I don't know what he might do because he's pretty strong energy.
He really does. Yeah,
I've been feeling him.
Yeah, he was a gifted psychic and channeler himself, and he gave it up because he felt like he knew too much. He felt that he was carrying this. It was a lot in terms of knowing people so well in terms of their energy and being able to see their futures and so on. So he gave up channeling, but when I first met him, he was a very gifted channel and did some of that work for me, and it was very powerful.
There is no way to explain that except because it's not of this world.
Right.
It's not one of those things that you have to take it to that other spiritual side of you to we try to wrap our brain around something like that logically. It's just not about that side of us. It's
Exactly.
about that. It's about what's beyond here, just here. And it's really what fuels us from our soul and deep inside. So, but yes, I am definitely feeling him. I felt him before we called into the show.
I know you told me. He's
here on the show, so we have to welcome Thomas as well to the show because he is just here, and I can feel him. And I feel that he may have a few things to say. I don't know, Susan.
Absolutely.
I'm just going with it. I can feel him.
Yep.
And if he was a channeler, then he knows exactly how to do this. And he's with you all the time, and you feel him.
Yep.
And so it's such a beautiful thing. So you're writing together all the time still. That really hasn't stopped. That hasn't stopped.
Exactly. And I'm happy with, if you feel him speaking to you and you want to say his words, it's fine. It's happened several times, not only on radio shows, but it's happened with psychics that I've met with this past year. He's right there. And something also that I have to tell you about this is that he was an award-winning novelist himself and poet. And he wrote the book Local Tribes, which was a surfing novel about the late 60s. And then he also wrote a book called Surfing in Santa Cruz about, the Hawaiian princes that came here and how, Santa Cruz really was the center and the first sort of place that surfing happened here. And so on the mainland. So it was, anyway, he wants to be here because he was on a lot of radio shows in his life and television and
well, we're going to give we're going to give him a moment. We're going to take a quick break, and believe it or not, we have more shaman information coming through, and I believe this is part of Thomas. There is a blue jay pecking at my window, which never happens. And I found a blue jay feather yesterday, so I know something's up with that. So stay with us. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show with my guest today, Dr. Susan Allison, and we're talking about our spirits dance with also her husband, Thomas. I promise I won't forget you. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Hi, this is Victoria Cohen, psychotherapist and soul coach here in Seattle. I'm giving a workshop called Thank Goodness for Gratitude at East West Bookshop, September 21st from 1 to 4. Gratitude works its magic as an antidote to challenging emotions, offering us an uplifting alternative to fear, anger, resentment, envy, regret, and depression.
Call to register for the event at 206-523-3726 or online at eastwestbookshop.com.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Tune in to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
Wondering how to play the game of life and actually win? Stop wondering and start winning the game of life with the unique, incomparable Lynn Brown. Lynn takes everyday aspects of life and infuses them with the magic of soul and passion to help others. She wants to help you next. Lynn offers a myriad of spiritual healing, from chakra clearing, aura healing, to even corporate and business readings. Bring your game face and visit letter R, letter U, intuit.com or call 844-letter-B-INTUIT.
You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio, the new mainstream in radio.
Doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of...
And we are back. And if you're just tuning in, you are listening to The Jenn Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and my guest today is Dr. Susan Allison with a beautiful collection of poetry that her and her husband Thomas have written called Our Spirits Dance. And before we went to the break, Thomas was really trying to get our attention. Now, he is in spirit now, transitioning from, we like to call it transitioning from the physical last year in 2013. And Susan, now the Blue Jay is really making itself known. What is that saying to you from your husband?
I was saying to Jenn before the show came back on during the break that my husband was a huge presence. He would not just be a little blue jay feather that's dropping in front of you. He would be the whole blue jay. You know, he wants to show up in a big way here. He wants to make a huge splash, or a huge, sort of pecking at your window, because he was an award-winning novelist himself. He was a fantastic poet and taught me so much about writing poetry, and he taught me so much about living life. Mm-hmm. He was full of life, full of love, full of spirit. Used to say he didn't even see people. He felt their energy. I would say, how do I look? And he would say, you feel great.
Oh, yeah.
So he was his own energy healer for years, gifted in many, many spiritual ways, was Buddhist for much of his life, meditated his entire life, was of service his entire life. So no wonder he's showing up, because he's in spirit. He's a huge, huge spirit of light.
That is just amazing. And I've been doing this for a little while now, several years, like I said earlier, but it never ceases to amaze me, the beautiful signs and the messages that come through. So we want to acknowledge him, and he is also a guest on the show. Yes, we have to acknowledge this because the book is Susan and Thomas' work.
That's right. That's
so we're doing that. And, now we bring that in because he is really showing a strength. And that's a lot of what this book, this beautiful poetry, can do. Now, you had read something from when you first met. But,
yes.
Reading this and just the example of how two beautiful souls do not lose that connection after one may transition. How can someone use this to deepen an appreciation or really reconnect in their own relationships? I mean, this is very much a romantic, beautiful.
Yep.
It's just a beautiful, I don't even know how else to say it. You just are at a loss for words of how the energy feels with this. So a little bit about how someone could, appreciate this and bring that into their own relationships to deepen it with the work.
I can just attest to the book signings I've been doing and people coming up afterwards, and couples that come say things to me like, we're going to go home and cuddle. Or I'm just going to go home and just love her up, or I'm just going to, and with one cute thing on Facebook, someone said, oh, now I know just what to say to my wife, because I have all of Tom's words, in the book. So I can, he can model for me, how to be more romantic with my partner. It was so sweet. And I had a couple come up to me that they're soulmates, they're twin flames, and they said to me, how do we sustain this? Like, how do we keep it going? And I said, with courage, because it's so intense, with courage and with faith and patience. Do not give up on this. It's, because you'll have challenges, you'll have ups and downs, but this is so worth holding on to and fighting for, this amazing, intense, soulmated union. So, and then for people who haven't met their soulmate or their twin flame, what I say in the preface of the book is that you must first love yourself in that way and connect with your own soul, and just love yourself so much and treat yourself with great kindness, and also be living your passion, be doing what it is in your life that you're supposed to be doing here this lifetime, and do it from the deepest part of you. And then, as you're out there, shining your light, you will attract another light. There'll be another being that just walks in the door once you have done the work on yourself and you're ready. And so it's really not about finding your soulmate or your twin flame. It doesn't work that way. It works by being that being inside yourself first, and then attracting this other person who is your match.
And it really is. And I like that you're saying that and bringing that point to it, because that's so true. I mean, it really is about being totally what it is you're trying to find, because it comes right in once you are that, because you can only bring in what you are.
Exactly. I was just reading something that Neil Donald Walsh said, which was about be it. That instead of we live in such a doing, that we're human doings in this culture. He was saying you have to be it, just what you just said. So being the healer, being, the love magnet, being the kind, compassionate soul, and then it all unfolds from there.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. One of my favorites in the book is the heart path.
Oh,
that little one, that one. I like that one.
Okay, let me go to it, because what's interesting is that's when it all changed. I would it be okay if I read his first and then mine, because it makes more sense?
Oh, yes.
So so if you're just tuning in, my book, Our Spirits Dance, Poetry of Soulmates, is written by my husband and myself, and the poems speak to each other across the page, so that there's his poem, and across from it is one of mine, and so they are speaking like love letters. So
it's like a conversation between the spirit.
It is. It's a conversation between it's our energy speaking, our spirit speaking. And this was when I was running away, because this happens often, unfortunately it does, with people who are so intensely connected that it can scare one of them, usually one. And for me, that was me. And I ran away 4 times, and he was patient and strong and did not let me disappear from his life. He kept reeling me in until finally my ego let go and my spirit took over, and I completely trusted, and thank goodness that I did. But this was when
we're about 3 minutes to break. You have time to read them. I just wanted to give you a heads up there. Okay.
So his is Welcome to Love, when I was running away. The future, who knows? The only certainty, our love. It's only time, not space, that separates us. Crazy making? Hell no. It's our love, our life, and we will cry, yearn, burn, sweat, feel intense loneliness, total oneness, walk on hot coals and dance in the light. Welcome to love, our love. Walk away or stay. Keep the doors open. Let in the light.
Okay.
So, yes. And so when I stopped running away, I wrote Heart Path. When I finally turned and realized I could do this.
Okay.
Heart Path. On my forest walk, truth burning clear, white hot to my heart. Looking up at bay laurels against foggy blueness, sun peeking, disappearing, birds calling through redwood green. I love you, the words that come, knowing I'm afraid to love this deeply and doing it anyway.
Oh, that's when you just went with spirit. I really got a chill when I read that one earlier this morning. Yep. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it always makes me cry. It makes me cry. Like right now, I'm choked up because
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it's real. I'm just being authentic, and I was in that forest, and I just was crying, and I just said, "I love you. I can't do anything else. Right. I'm afraid, but I'm going to do this." And I got the courage to be in a connection with someone that was so intense, but so absolutely pure and unbelievably transformative and exhilarating.
I absolutely hear you. And the beautiful thing about this, before we go to break here, is this is authentic love. This is just allowing it in. And when she allowed it in, that's what you're feeling and hearing in that second poem. And I really felt that one with a lot of energy when I read it. This is just such a beautiful thing to share. If you are just tuning in, you're listening to the Jenn Royster Show with my guest today, Dr. Susan Allison, our Spirits Dance, twin souls, twin flames, and how it never ends after one transitions from the physical. This is such a beautiful book of poetry. We're going to take a short break. We will be right back.
Trouble, something's just not right. Just this morning you cried about last night. You said that something's bound to break this time.
Hi, this is Victoria Cohen, psychotherapist and soul coach here in Seattle. I'm giving a workshop called Thank Goodness for Gratitude at East West Bookshop, September 21st from 1 to 4. Gratitude works its magic as an antidote to challenging emotions, offering us an uplifting alternative to fear, anger, resentment, envy, regret, and depression.
Call to register for the event at 206-523-3726 or online at eastwestbookshop.com.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
Land ho! I see the Cove Restaurant over yonder.
Something new has sailed into Stonington. The Cove Restaurant is now open just off Route 120, Old Stonington Road in Mystic. Just look for the giant boat. The Cove Restaurant is celebrating their grand opening. Beautiful ambiance and all your favorite outstanding seafood. You'll love their elegant dining room while enjoying a casual atmosphere and family prices. New England and Rhode Island clam chowder made just right. Secret recipe, tantalizing clam fritters, fish sandwiches, lobster rolls, and even more. Now with indoor seating. Sit down and relax at the bar. Even if seafood is not your favorite, you'll love the Cove Restaurant's made-to-order burgers and a never-ending variety of sandwiches and entrees. Just off Route 1 on the right as you head toward Mystic. Look for the big boat, 20 Old Stonington Road. It's the Cove Restaurant.
Ahoy there, mateys. I'm heading for the Cove.
Are you ready to move past limiting beliefs and unconscious obstacles that are holding you back from financial prosperity? Do you want to be free from debt and that feeling of being disempowered? Mary Jane Allen is a financial healer and joy creation specialist who uses her unique set of tools included in her financial healing process to help her clients move past those beliefs and fears. For more information and to contact Mary Jane, visit her website, manifestyourlifedream.com, and begin your financial healing process today.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio, the best in talk radio.
And welcome to the Jenn Royster Show. If you are just tuning in, we're talking about how our spirits dance, twin flames, twin souls, and poetry. Oh my, I love the combination. And my guest today is Dr. Susan Allison, along with her husband that is in spirit, Thomas. And he has definitely made his presence known. If you missed that segment, I believe it was in the first or second segment, we had him really show his presence. And now, see, since we acknowledged him, it's quieted down, Susan. The bird is not trying to come into the house and take over the microphone. But he really wanted to let you know that he's doing all these book tours with you. That's what he keeps saying to me. He goes, I am still in this. I love this. And, you know, he does. And I know he shows you how proud he is of you. And I know that you continued on. I mean, when he passed, let's just touch that for a moment, because a lot of people this is going to help so many people that may be going through something similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
We need to. Yeah. I mean, did you write anything after? I mean, you have been writing since he passed, but how have you and how has this connection helped you through that?
Oh, it's been huge. I mean, the fact that I can connect with him every day, that he talks to me, that I not only hear him, I feel his energy, feel his presence, feel his guidance, and as a shamanic practitioner, I can journey to spirit worlds and, go into trance with the sound of a drum, journey to spirit worlds and connect with him. And he's right there. And, I mean, it's been phenomenal, and it's been happening the entire year. Ever since he passed, first I felt him in my body. I felt this kundalini rising, this pulsing in my body, that it was this intense, it was like a heartbeat in the center of my body, just pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. And I know that he combined his energy with mine. And that went on for about 3 months. It was really intense. It was very hard to sleep. And it was also very, very powerful, that kundalini, that creative force energy. Mm-hmm. I was incredibly creative in terms of what I was writing, in terms of poetry, and I also am a songwriter and a singer. Songs were coming in, poems were coming in. This new book that I'm writing that'll be out next year was coming in. So he has been like a muse. He has been with me during this whole year in spirit. And the exciting thing is that I can see him and spend time with him anytime I want, which I really I'm excited about this new book that I'm writing, because I'm teaching everyone on the planet to be able to, go to a level of heaven now and be with their loved ones before they have a near-death experience or transition. So that's what Tom has been guiding the way for that book by being with me and showing up every time I go into a relaxing trance and journey. I meet him. I meet him, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
See, I relate with other loved ones that have passed over. I have not had the same experience with a mate like you. Mine's been more my father, but he's around all the time, and he's made itself very clear. So it is different. It's a different type of relationship, but they come in. It doesn't matter, really. They do come in. All you have to do is have that intention. Now, I do have a question that I'm curious about.
Sure.
The book has got poems that he wrote, then you wrote. They were like a conversation. Now, since his passing, and he was really meshing and your energies were connecting, are the poems infused of the two of you, or are you channeling separate messages from him? Do you understand where I'm going with it?
Absolutely.
It's such a curious question I have. Are they still two different messages or one?
He's coming in loud and clear, and and I can give you an example. On my birthday, I went to Big Sur on the California coast for my birthday, and I camped there and went to dinner and et cetera. And he sent me two poems that just came through. And I call them divine downloads because my songs come in that way.
Right.
But he wrote this one, and it's short. It's called A Spirit Lover's Letter to His Mate, Still Embodied.
Oh.
And I had bought an expensive ring, and I was worried about doing that, but I had seen him give it to me in a vision. So he wrote this to me, A Spirit Lover's Letter to His Mate, Still Embodied.
Okay.
No other birthday gift would do for you. Only a ring of purest gold and ocean-colored stones. Expensive? No. Why, I would buy you the evening star if I could, fashion it into a diamond, and ask you to marry me all over again, this time on the highest mountain in heaven, looking out on crystal cities and light rising into infinity. You are my morning star, rising with the dawn, forever and ever, life and love without end. Amen. Your dearest one.
Oh, I love. Okay. Yes, he is coming through clear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, we have one that both of us, all three of us, everybody here, wanted you to read, and that was the Immortal. And I would love for you to read that one now, because that one is just, and tell them a little bit about what that one's about.
Yeah, 2 days before my husband transitioned, and I had no idea he was going to pass in 2 days. But 2 days before, I went up the coast here north of Santa Cruz and did some shamanic journey work and went into a journey. And on that journey, I saw him in a world that I've never seen him in, which is my own personal place of power in this natural setting. He showed up there and, and it talks about it in the poem. And I had no idea, but 2 days later, he passed away physically, transitioned physically. And he was trying to get a message to me, and I wasn't getting it. But this poem came after I did some research on what happened in the journey. I wrote this poem, Immortal.
Okay.
In a vision, I see you days before your death, in a tree of light and golden fruit, smooth-skinned, with brown hair curling to muscled shoulders. You swing to the ground, pick a bright globe, feed me a bite, then eat the rest, pulp and juice on lips and chins. Sticky with sweetness, we laugh and kiss. Pear-shaped with mango seed, the Chinese and Hindus say these fruits bring love, abundance, immortality. You, always the way shower, divine teacher, gave me a taste of infinity. Help me understand there is no death. The soul and love, limitless, timeless, endless, our spirits joined for eternity. Now, your body may be ash, but our spirits meet in heaven, where we walk a white sand beach, hand in hand, making tantric love and spiraling together in a swirling, pulsing wave of amber light. We are immortal.
Thank you, Susan, for that. That's a very beautiful, comforting poem for many people listening today. And obviously for you as well, because Absolutely. You and your husband coming in together like this for the show, I want to say thank you to both of you, because you came, he obviously did, but it was a beautiful way that it came in together, both of you coming in, sharing your experience and how he's still with you. You're still writing together. He still inspires you and you inspire him, because they have our happiness when we are. Yeah. I mean, they feel that happiness when we're happy. I know that. And that is a lot of what's happening in your book coming up. Is that correct? That's going to be out next year?
Yeah, the book coming out in the fall of 2015 is called You Don't Have to Die to Go to Heaven. Visit Spirit Realms, Gain Insight, and Enrich Your Life. And in that book, I'm teaching people how to journey to all the spirit worlds, the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world, and to connect with animal helpers, spirit allies, guides, teachers, and departed loved ones. And they'll show up in the middle world usually when they first transitioned, but my husband shows up in both. He shows up in the upper world, which is what I call, where I go, I call it a level of heaven, because you can't go to all the levels because we're still embodied. But there are some levels in the upper world where we can visit, where your soul family is, the Library of Akashic Records is there, your divine teachers are there. I have these 4 angels there that have been with me in all my lifetimes and have helped me incarnate each time.
Absolutely. Yes, phenomenal. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to put out some information out there so you can find a beautiful copy of this book and how you can contact and check Susan's website out, all kinds of things like that. You're listening to The Jenn Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jenn with my guest, Dr. Susan Allison, and we're talking about a beautiful poetry of soulmates, our spirits dance. We'll be right back after the break.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
Are you ready to move past limiting beliefs and unconscious obstacles that are holding you back from financial prosperity? Do you want to be free from debt and that feeling of being disempowered? Mary Jane Allen is a financial healer and joy creation specialist who uses her unique set of tools included in her financial healing process to help her clients move past those beliefs and fears. For more information and to contact Mary Jane, visit her website, manifestyourlifedream.com, and begin your financial healing process today.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
The Women of Wisdom Fall Festival is right around the corner. Join them at the North Seattle Community College Conference Center October 11th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Free admission. Festivities include a silent auction, healers, educational booths, delicious food, and a variety of vendors. Don't miss this fun-filled event. For more information, visit womenofwisdom.org. That's womenofwisdom.org.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
Would you like to be a question with anything that comes up in your body or mind? Would you like to become totally aware and begin to function as the conscious being you truly are? Join Access Certified Facilitator Glenna Rice every month for a live teleclass where you can ask all of your questions and learn to create change in any aspect of your life. Visit glennarice.com today to learn more and don't miss the next call. Join the questionable conversation today at glennarice.com.
You've been listening to Transformation Talk Radio, the new mainstream in radio.
And we are back. You're listening to the Jenn Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jenn. My guest today is Dr. Susan Allison, and we have been sharing her poetry with what was written with her husband, Thomas. Poetry of Soulmates, Our Spirits Dance. And Susan, you have a few things we want to share. First, I want to say welcome to you because Susan is going to be starting a show here on Transformation Talk Radio in January of next year, 2015. So I say welcome to Susan. She is going to have her own show here on Transformation Talk Radio. That's wonderful news. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I did 55 shows in another network before my husband became very ill, and I needed to stop and just spend time with him, which I'm glad I did. But I loved it. I loved those shows, and I've missed it, and want to do another one. So I'm going to start in January.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Welcome to another wonderful host that we'll have here on Transformation Talk Radio. Now, where can they find a copy or purchase a book? Where can they find you on the web? And you also have a few promotion offers out there, right?
Yeah, I do. So to purchase Our Spirits Dance, Poetry of Soulmates, to have your own copy, you can get it on Amazon. It's on there. It's fairly new on Amazon, but there's some great reviews already. And Barnes & Noble, and then from your local bookstore. Poetry is a little bit, dicey sometimes for local bookstores, and so you may have to order it, but it's definitely there on Amazon. And you can connect with me by my website, which is empoweredhealer.com. And all one word, empoweredhealer.com. And I'd also be happy to hear from people if they want to email me at it's Dr. Susan Allison, Dr. Susan Allison at gmail.com. And I have a toll-free number as well, which is 866-268-2121. And I am offering a 15-minute phone consultation for anyone who wants to talk to me about relationships, about soulmates, about twin flames, or about anything else that was touched on in the show, or anything in their lives. So people can call me at that toll-free number and set up a time for a consultation.
Oh, that's wonderful. So many things that she has out there. So the website is empoweredhealer.com. You can find the book on Amazon, and I believe you said Barnes & Noble.
Mm-hmm. And then bookstores.
Okay. Because we know we can find it there. And the name of the book is Our Spirits Dance. Our Spirits Dance, Poetry of Soulmates, Our Spirits Dance. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. On the back cover, I love it. There's a picture of her and her husband in an embrace, and you can just see the energy in that as well. I wanted to mention that, Susan. I love that picture of the two of you on the back. It's really a beautiful picture.
Thank you.
You have so much going on, and you have really been an inspiration for those that feel like sometimes they feel like life ends and what am I going to do now? You're actually in a whole new phase of life when there's a big transition like this.
Yep, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So your work has changed. You're full of creativity. You're really feeling that connection. And that's really what we're all about anyway. We're spirits connecting. We're spirits. We're spiritual beings living in a physical body. and I see that there's quite a trend in moving that way more and more because there's a ceiling cap when you keep it physical. You can't go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Very, 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 very true. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what was so different when I met my husband the first night, because I was in a relationship at the time that was very linear, very practical, very logical. The person, he was a scientist. I'm really an artist is what I found. But I was in this relationship, and it was just, it was like from the neck up, I was, living in terms of my thinking that I'm a brain. And then I met Tom, and my heart just opened, like, big time, and there was this flood of energy between us, and just looking in his eyes, it was like I met my twin. This, he was reflecting me back, reflecting God. Mm-hmm. It was just unbelievable, and it was scary to me at first because I was coming from being this very practical, linear woman, and he opened up every other part of me that was not being opened, wasn't being, I wasn't being authentically my whole self. And so I just am so grateful for that experience, which opened me to the fullness of who I am.
And I have to say something. It's almost interruptive because it's not me, it's Thomas.
Yeah.
He's coming in a little bit with that bird again. And when you're talking about how he was opening you up in areas that you felt were closed or shut down, he did it. It was scary, but he left the door of the cage open. He never tried to trap you. He let you fly and come back, fly and come back, fly and come back. And I'm getting it, Thomas. Thank you. He really wanted to be clear with that. And he said that's the key that he wanted to share with the audience. Is what I'm feeling. And I know you've heard this from him, or this makes sense to you. He's just so don't try to entrap in the relationships. Mm-hmm. Explore and open up and be that way. But, it's not about, controlling. It's about the control. Take the control out of it. Mm-hmm. That's where it's causing the disharmony and the disconnection. And
absolutely. Because because when people are controlling, they're doing it out of fear. Mm-hmm. So it's the fear that the person is going to leave, or fear that, they're going to lose something, and so they hold on so tight that the person's strangled. Whereas with us, we both, we loved each other deeply and were so connected, but I saw who he truly was, like in the movie Avatar. I see you, and I want the very highest and the very best for you, whatever that is. And he looked at me and saw me and wanted my highest and best always. And that to me it's a highly evolved relationship when
it is.
When you really love the person so much, you want, and it was hard for him at first, actually, because I needed more space than he did, and he had to let me go on vision quests and go off and be lying in the desert with sidewinders and rattlesnakes and scorpions. And he was freaked out at first, and then he had to just let me go. And, of course, I came back.
Oh, Susan, I hate to interrupt, but we have run out of time. Can you believe that?
No,
I know. I have to quickly. I know. We could just keep going on, and I would love to keep talking with you. In a nutshell, I want to say thank you to the listeners for listening. This has been an incredible show that I felt very honored to share with you, and it was wonderful to have Susan with us today, and Thomas and his messages. And bottom line, you can only keep what really belongs to you. You cannot hold on to something that doesn't. Think about that, because that is what his message was that he really wanted to bring in. And Susan, we wish you the best and powering on with Thomas and all the inspiration that you're putting out there for everyone. For everyone listening, I'm Jenn Royster. You can learn more about the show at JennRoyster.com, JennRoyster.com, and send me messages, grab your free meditations. I want to wish everyone much love, embrace you in a big energy hug. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Remember to tune in each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.JennRoyster.com and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you are ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Tune in to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
Wondering how to play the game of life and actually win? Stop wondering and start winning the game of life with the unique, incomparable Lynn Brown. Lynn takes everyday aspects of life and infuses them with the magic of soul and passion to help others. She wants to help you next. Lynn offers a myriad of spiritual healing, from chakra clearing, aura healing, to even corporate and business readings. Bring your game face and visit letter R, letter U, intuit.com, or call 844-letter B,